Hi, Peter. I've only got about 10 minutes to eat my sandwich, down a cup of tea, and catch up on my emails before getting back to my afternoon lectures. What did you want?
I wanted to say sorry.
Peter, we haven't spoken to each other in 5 years. What exactly can you be sorry for?
For the way that I treated you all those years ago. You see, I've been going on a journey of discovery.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop you there. Look, I definitely don't have the time to be the audience of the Peter show.
But I'm trying to make amends.
Peter, you have no idea what you're apologising for.
I do.
Trust me, you don't. Look, whilst your intentions are good and your heart's in the right place, this conversation will take a hell of a lot longer than 10 minutes. Are you still coming to ours to write with Sam?
Yeah.
I'll be there in a couple of hours. We'll talk then.
Okay.
You're not in trouble, Peter, but you have just wasted the best part of my day.
Apology accepted.
Purgatory. Written by FTR Warren. Starring Sandy Jack, Lewis Allcock, Marian Elizabeth, Jacob Harwood, Charlotte Cattrall and Luisa Guerreiro. Guest starring Richard Bevan. Episode 2. The Nice Guy Delusion.
Told me you were teaching all afternoon.
I lied. I don't want to spend the first free afternoon I've had in weeks in Peterland, where everyone's on Prozac and all brides crash and burn.
Imogene, you know how you're really good at telling creepy blokes to sod off?
It's my favourite pastime.
You see, there's this bloke who comes to my clinic. Oh, he's a footballer. Nice enough lad. A couple of weeks back, he tore his ACL and needed surgery, and he's been coming to my clinic for rehab.
And he's a stalker.
Imogene, I don't like that word. He means well, but he's...
A stalker!
Yeah? He was doing really well with his recovery, but recently he's,
Stalking you.
Imogene!
Oh, sorry. Go on.
He's been leaving me notes, writing poetry.
One could only imagine the literary journey from a footballer's poem. Your head is lovely and round. I have the overwhelming urge to kick it.
This is serious, Immy. Well, by the way, thank you for making me worry about the shape of my head.
Sorry.
Yeah, he sent me flowers yesterday. The card attached was a bit too much. Oh, I thought him fancying me would give him the motivation to get better, but...
He's a stalker.
Every time he sees me, he gives me the look. You know, that look.
I am more than familiar with that look. Have you told your manager?
They weren't too bothered about it. They just told me to take it as a compliment.
Oh, fucking hell. This is why I started the crisis centre. Because the same things were said to all of the poor girls. And only when one was physically attacked suddenly there was the money for the budget.
I want to tell him in no uncertain terms that I don't fancy him. And I have a husband. But, I'm scared I'll hurt his feelings. Or I'll make things worse. I've already had to change my email and work number.
Have you told Sebasitan?
Oh, he'll do something stupid like confront the guy and then I could lose my job.
Give me a couple of days.
Go on.
I can kill 2 creepy guys with one proverbial stone.
1 hour in and I've got bugger all.
Sam?
No!
Oh, you didn't know what I was going to ask.
Yes, I did, and we're not talking about it.
I'm tormented by this, Sam.
No, you're not.
I didn't realise I was that bad.
I did.
Was I that bad?
Yes.
I can't believe Imogene just upped and left.
I can.
But...
Stop it. Peter, we have 1 week to write the pilot. So put all that pathetic angst into a little box and throw away the fucking key.
Did she ever say anything to you about me?
She did.
Oh, What did you say?
Not gonna tell you.
Why?
Because you'll cry like a 4-year-old and then the whole day is ruined.
I won't.
Well,
Please.
Imogene can't have any male friends because of you.
Really?
She's scared they'll turn into you.
I'm back! Where's Peter?
He's in the garden crying.
Sam, what did I ask of you earlier?
Don't tell Peter anything until I come back.
And what did you do?
Told Peter.
Jesus wept. Peter? Peter? Oh, there you are.
Hi, Imogene. Just admiring this hedge. That was a lie. I feel like shit.
Look, even though we can't change the past, I think we both would want to if we were given a chance. I gather Sam told you I can't have male friends because of you. He's right.
Oh, was I that bad?
When I give my talk about consent to the students in their first year, I use what happened to me as an example. Because I never consented to all the attention you gave me. I never wanted it. I made it clear, but you never listened. You always thought that there was a chance. There is a fine line between being hopeful and being obsessed, and you unfortunately crossed it a lot.
I was just a teen in love.
Do you remember that night when we went to the LGBTQIA karaoke night?
I remember the guy who did the sign was dyslexic, and it looked like a Welsh town.
Remember that one guy who wouldn't leave you alone? Despite the numerous times you told him you were straight.
Yeah, I felt really bad for him. He got lucky with someone else later on, but yeah, it was a little awkward.
That's kind of how I felt. It didn't matter how much you complimented me, or the songs, poems, or declarations. I just wasn't attracted to you. You never respected that. It's a shame, because I really did believe that we could be friends.
That should be the story.
What story?
What we write about for the first episode. Everything that happened. But from your perspective.
Really?
I want to understand what you went through. Plus, I want to help Sam out. Everyone's a winner.
Piece of shit. Why won't you die? Alexia?
Is Peter with you? He's not picking up his phone.
No. Sorry, he's writing with Sam. I say this with love, but mate, you look like shit. What's wrong?
He's at Sam's. Bollocks. I really need to speak to Peter.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. I don't want to be a burden. You're obviously busy.
Full disclosure, Alexia, I'm playing Donkey Kong.
Did Peter ever tell you about a guy called Tom?
No, never heard of him.
Long story short, he fucked my life up for 6 months when Peter and I were at uni.
Okay.
I was in town earlier to get a couple of things and I saw him.
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Did he notice you back?
Honestly, I didn't take the time to check. I just legged it.
Jesus. I can't imagine you legging it from anyone. Every time we go out, I'm like, shit, if anything kicks off, Alexia will have my back. Without you, I don't think the whole group would know how to defend themselves. Sam would probably be dead by now. Look, I may not be able to do the same thing Peter does, but I can put the kettle on, and we can have a chat about it.
Is that all right?
Of course it is, mate. Have you told your boyfriend yet?
No, and I'm not going to. Rob would just get angry and deck him.
Fair enough. So start from the beginning.
I used to be known as the creep magnet.
Bit harsh.
Nah, pretty accurate to be honest. When I was younger, my brother was dead protective of me. You see, I always tried to see the best in people, even if some of them were just plain dangerous.
The amount of times Sinead's late because she's had a wee chat with a complete stranger, it's a miracle she hasn't been kidnapped yet.
On nights, when my mum and stepdad were at each other's throats for the 14th time, I'd sneak out and watch my brother's band play. The local community centre allowed us to tear it to pieces every Saturday night because it kept the kids off the street and away from the busies. It was the first time I'd ever felt safe. I know punk gigs appear dangerous to outsiders, but in reality, they were my safe haven. This is where we meet Tom.
Okay.
He seemed harmless enough to begin with. You think about this stuff later on, after it happens, and think, How did I not know? I should have been a better judge of character. Anyways, he went to the same gigs I did and liked the same bands I liked. We had a bit in common. When I got accepted into uni, my mum was like, "Nice one, girl." I was the first to go. You see, what I didn't know was that Tom had found out too, through nefarious ways. He applied to the same uni, and he got in.
Holy fuck.
I went to uni, met Peter, started finding myself, drunken nights out, stealing traffic cones, all that shit you do at uni. One day, I met this bloke who was proper gorgeous. I got to know him. You know that feeling you get when you meet someone and know that you don't have to change for them to like you back? One day, I plucked up the courage to ask him out. And when I did, he said, "What would your boyfriend think of that?" And I was like, "What boyfriend? That's news to me." And he said that a bloke called Tom had told him that he was my boyfriend. And even though I cheat on him repeatedly, he still stands by me and takes care of me.
Fuck a donkey.
After that, he walked away. And that wouldn't be the last time Tornado Tom would strike. My first 6 months at uni was spent being trapped by a psychopath.
And then you saw him today.
It was like being hit by a bus.
Alexia, whatever you need, I'm there. You can stay here as long as you want. We have a spare room, mate. It's all yours.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Okay, Imogene. You start talking, and I'll start writing.
And I'll get final say on what's in the script.
Of course.
Well, where do you want me to start?
From the beginning.
Well, Mum and Dad were completely plastered at a New Year's Eve party and forgot to bring condoms.
Not that far back. What was life like for you as a teenager?
Well, I've spent most of my life not looking like this, then looking like, well, this, if that makes sense. I was a terribly skinny child with thick glasses. I was a massive nerd. My parents' friends would look at me and say, "There's a future doctor," or "There's a future scientist." And then I went through the physical stages of puberty in one summer holiday. My identity hadn't changed. I was still book smart, still enjoyed reading. The first day of school was not a pleasant one. When Sinead and I walked home, there was a man who followed us, taking pictures. At the time, we weren't that bothered. We thought maybe he'd picked up a new hobby. The police asked Sinead and I to give evidence a couple of weeks later. He was a known sex offender. In the next couple of weeks, I lost all of my guy friends because my social group turned into the Planet of the Apes. It sucked. I wasn't part of their jokes or adventures anymore. So I wore hoodies and avoided wearing makeup, just to fit in. I wanted to be part of the gang. Then I heard that the older boys were placing bets on who was going to take my virginity first. I guess that's why I ultimately fell in love with Sam. He gave me the first genuine conversation I'd had with a man in years.
The art trip.
Yeah, the art trip. I met you two at the same time, outside the gallery. I saw you two quarreling like an old married couple. You two came as a package. It was always Sam and Peter.
Did you notice me? Noticing you?
Fucking hell, Peter! Helen Keller would have noticed.
Peter, why the fuck did you convince me to take art history? It is both snobby and bollocks.
Sam, you've to open your horizons and embrace the culture. Art is about expressing yourself without words, using brushstrokes, textures and colours to communicate the rawest of human emotions.
You just like it because it's pretentious as shit, like you are.
I know. I'm loving every minute of it.
Why are you here,
I
Seb?
can't act and I can't play an instrument.
What?
There are 3 choices. Art, music, or drum. I can't act, can't play an instrument, but I like comics.
See, Peter? That is what a real teenager would say.
Oh, God. Oh, there she is.
Who?
Imogene.
Oh, the one who writes all the shit poems.
No. Her poems are lovely. She's lovely. Everything about her is just, lovely.
Peter, she's not your type.
Why?
She's female.
Oh, fuck off.
And you are definitely not hers.
Because I'm female.
You're getting it.
Twat. Oh, she's coming over. Oh, this is the start of our love story.
Oh, stop it, Peter. Oh, I'm gonna hurl.
Sam,
What?
did you just say that I write shit poems?
Yeah.
How can you say that?
Quite easily.
Say it again, to my face.
Alright, you're right. Shit poetry.
Wanker.
And
Why would you say such horrid things to a lovely woman like that?
just telling the truth, her poems are shit.
Why are they shit?
Because they are.
No, that's not good enough. If you're going to make an assertion like that, you best back it up with a reason.
They're just pompous twaddle.
What?
When you read them out in school assembly, you clearly had just copied Sylvia Plath.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. We did her in English. You didn't write any of your own thoughts or feelings. You copied hers. And that's why they were shit.
How dare you call me pompous? You don't know me.
No, but still, I'm right. It was pompous.
Who gave you the right to talk to me that way?
You did, when you asked for my opinion.
Fuck this. I'm off.
This is what I don't get. I was nice. Sam was Sam. That's not how a love story starts.
It was the first time I was challenged in a long while. Secretly, I thought the poems were shit too. I chickened out at the last minute and wrote poems in the style of Sylvia Plath. How do I put this? It was the first time someone had treated me as their equal. You see, that was the problem, Peter. You put me high up on this pedestal and painted me as a character who had no resemblance to who I actually was. I never felt like I was your equal. Fair enough, you never told me to get back in the kitchen, but every time you did or you said something nice to me, I knew you wanted something in return. And when I didn't welcome your advances, you would go out of your way to upset me.
I could be an artist.
You can't even paint a fence, Sam.
Look at this. It is 2 blocks of colour separated by a black line. Even Sebastian could do that.
Cheers, mate.
Sam, that's a Matisse, and it's probably worth 2 million.
See? Imogene agrees with me.
No, I don't. Let me make it very, very clear. Anything you say, I automatically disagree with.
So you'll have an excuse to talk to me?
No, because I will always be in the right.
Imogene, can I borrow you?
Yeah, ow. What's up?
What are you doing?
What I usually do.
You're talking to Sam. That's twice today.
Don't worry. He's only been a dick. I'm duty-bound to call him out on it.
You said that we would pair up on this odd trip. I've not seen you since we got off the bus. You keep flocking to Sam. Oh no.
Oh no, what?
You like Sam?
No, I don't. If you ever hear me say I like Sam, you have full permission to throw me in a bag and take me to a psychiatric hospital.
Well, you best pack your bags now because you like Sam.
The castle's a bellend.
Oh, duty calls.
It's open.
I came as soon as I got Seb's message. Why didn't you tell me, love?
I didn't want to bother you with my drama.
Always bother me, Alexia. I always have time for you.
Sorry, Peter.
No need to be sorry. Do we know if Tom's moved?
I didn't ask him. I was too busy running like the fucking clappers. I should have taken Sinead's offer for running buddies. I'm fucking knackered.
So he could be living here now.
Cheers, Peter. I didn't even think about that.
Right. Let's just look at things objectively. He could have come to see the sights for the day or visit a friend. Let's not panic until we have something in front of us to worry about. I'll get it just to be safe. Hi, can I help?
Yeah, hi, my name's Tom. Is Alexia in?
Who?
Alexia. Can I talk to her?
There's no one here named Alexia.
No, it's Tom.
Look, there's no Alexia here, and I haven't a clue who you are. So in conclusion, bye.
Oh.
Okay, maybe we have something to worry about.
Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. I used to walk home with one eye over my shoulder. I didn't check if he was following me.
You shouldn't have to check in the first place. He shouldn't have followed you to begin with. Fuck this. This ends now.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Don't you think we already tried that?
Seb, most of our friends at uni were punks.
We gave him a good kicking, and then he told the nurses that his friends were jealous of our relationship. The problem with Tom is that he's really convincing because he believes it himself. It's called erotomania.
When someone believes they're in a relationship with the person they're stalking.
Fucking hell. What can we do then? We can't just stay in this house indefinitely until he gets bored or moves or dies.
I'm gonna ask you something, Peter. But hear and believe me when I say you are nothing like Tom.
Okay.
What did it take for you to leave Imogene alone?
I think I lost interest when I lost my virginity.
Buckle up, Alexia. We're going to be here for at least a decade.
Oh, shut up.
No, Peter. It was before then. Way before then. It was the end of year disco. At that point, Imogene was trying to be your friend, in her own way, and you saw her for who she really was, and realised you two are completely incompatible.
I don't think Tom will be doing that anytime soon.
There must be some sort of cut-off point for how many trophies a girl can acquire.
Oh, come on, Amy. There's not that many.
Have your parents registered you for crufts?
For the last time, I am not my parents' show pony.
Like, fuck you aren't. Let me ask you this. Out of all these shiny things in the cabinet, how many of them did you actually want to do?
Well, Dad says that taking part in school sports will be what gets me into the good universities. Then I can study something like art history or English literature, and then meet a guy who has loads of money. I'll marry him, have loads of kids, and be set for life.
Emmeline Pankhurst rang. She says after hearing that, being trampled to death by a horse was all for nothing.
Immy, would you give it a rest? You could do with being a team player from time to time.
No, I can't. Team doesn't have the letter I in it, and that is my favourite letter. I mean, look at this.
Look at what?
This. Why is your tennis skirt so short?
It helps me run around on the court.
And who decides the length?
Our PE teacher, Mr. Sampson.
Can you not see that a grown man in his 40s making a 15-year-old girl wear this is beyond gross?
You're overreaching, Imogene.
I don't think I am. Do the boys play football wearing hot pants and stilettos? To be honest, I'd show up to the matches if that was the case.
That's different. Well, they're boys.
Well, it shouldn't be different.
Oh, I wish you would come to one of my tennis matches.
You wouldn't want me there. I'd just throw pig's blood at the umpire.
I would like us to do more than spend all of our free time in my room. Who's that?
No one.
Better not be. Ugh, Sam.
Of course it's not.
When it comes to boys, you could have the pick of the litter. Please, don't commit social suicide and date. Ugh. Sam.
You know how I feel about relationships.
You won't get into one until mankind grows up and stops being...
Sinead, it's okay to swear.
I don't like using those words.
Go on.
Imogene.
Go on.
Fine. Fine. Until mankind grows up and stops being a bunch of wankers.
That felt good, didn't it?
Oh, by the way, have you told Peter that you don't fancy him?
Oh, Peter's harmless.
For now, you need to tell him in no uncertain terms that you don't find him attractive.
Oh, fuck.
Who's that?
How did he get my number?
No, it's Peter.
Imogen, would you do me the honour of escorting me to a romantic dinner this Friday evening?
Oh, what a sweetheart. Oh, bless his little cotton socks.
No, it's gross. I just bombed up in my mouth a little bit.
Okay, now you definitely need to tell him.
I'll tell him that I'm not ready for a relationship and I think we should stay friends.
Coward!
I don't want the drama from breaking his heart. This will have to do for the time being.
Hiya! God, what's everyone doing here? This isn't an intervention, is it? I swear, I've stopped listening to the Spice Girls.
Can I tell her, Alexia?
Yeah, of course you can.
Alexia's stalker from uni has just knocked on our front door.
A stalker? How polite of him to knock first.
We haven't got a clue what to do next. Tom's here for the foreseeable future.
Tom?
Yeah.
What's his surname?
How are we supposed to know that? We're not stalking him.
Tom Rogers. I'll never forget it.
Is he a footballer?
Dunno. He played for the uni team.
Is he about 5'6" and ginger?
Yeah.
Alexia, you and I have something new in common.
What's going on, Sinead?
Sorry, darling, I didn't want to worry you, but I've been seeing Tom.
What?
Let me finish, sweetheart. I've been seeing Tom as a physiotherapist for the past couple of weeks.
He's been here a couple of weeks. Fuck. Peter, do you think he's found Rob?
This is ridiculous. I'm sorting this out.
Peter, I'm not having you get done for assault and losing your job.
I won't lay a finger on him. But I think I can get him to go away for good.
What did she say?
She's not ready for a relationship.
That sucks, man.
You do know that that's female for I'm not the slightest bit interested.
No. She says that she wants to be my friend. I'll be the best friend she's ever had. Then she'll realise that we're destined to be together.
Is that before or after you kidnap her and throw her in the pit? It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Oh, why did you show me that film, Sam? I still have nightmares.
Dude, move on. Wouldn't it be nicer for someone to say, hell fucking yes, let's rock the shit out of this romantic dinner?
But Imogen's the one.
Do you also realise that most girls are told from a young age to always be nice, and idiots like you interpret that as them being interested?
She just needs time. Tom?
Peter! Hi, mate. Oh, God, I didn't know you lived here. It's been ages.
Cut the shit, Tom. You know I know that you know that I live here. You know that I know that you know that I know that you know that I live here. Why are you here?
Have you seen Alexia recently? How's she doing?
Somewhere you'll never find her.
I need to find her and apologise to her.
As a means to?
Look, I know you'll have a hard time trusting me. After uni, I had to receive court-mandated therapy because of my actions. Look, long story cut short, I didn't have the best relationship with my mother. I wanted to make amends for the hurt I caused back then.
But you're still hurting people. You haven't learned a fucking thing. I know about Sinead.
Sinead?
Her and her husband are my best friends. I don't think you even had court-mandated therapy.
Could you give me Alexia's number?
Are you on crack?
What can I do?
Leave!
What, leave town?
Yes, leave. Pick up your shit and leave. Move. Anywhere.
I can't just pack up and go. Well, Alexia would miss me.
The only way those two women will rest easy is if they know you are no fucking where near them.
What if I don't?
After I'm done here, Sinead, Alexia and I are all going to the police station to give evidence.
Oh, look, please, Peter, we're mates, yeah? I mean, you know what Alexia's like.
I do. I know she's one of the best human beings I have ever met. And you are by far the worst.
Fine. I'll leave as long as you do one thing for
If it
me.
involves you anywhere near Sinead or Alexia, you can fucking forget it.
Just tell them I'm sorry. Well, that's all I wanted to do.
I'll be back here in a couple of days. I will stalk you back, Tom. I'll make sure you are nowhere near him. And for the love of God, stay away from women. I'm not above putting your picture online with a warning on it. Got it?
Oh, hi, Peter.
Just came to get my laptop.
I heard about what you did.
Did you?
I'm proud of you.
You are?
Yeah?
I think I get where you're coming from now. When you said no the first time, I thought, if I kept on trying, you'd come around. When, in reality, all that did was put you off even more. It's no one's fault. I should have accepted it back then and moved on.
I appreciate that, Peter. If it helps, I'm not so terrified of having friendships with guys.
Really?
Ours is quite nice, isn't it?
I agree.
Thank you for getting my husband back.
Anytime.
That was Purgatory, starring Sandy Jack, Lewis Allcock, Marian Elizabeth, Jacob Harwood, Charlotte Cattrall and Luisa Guerreiro. Guest starring Richard Bevan as Tom the Stalker. Please follow us on Instagram at Purgatory the Drama Podcast, on Twitter at Purgatory the DR1, on Facebook, YouTube, and of course Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Cheers.